Now, just as in many other parts of Africa, direct access to clean drinking water is a luxury in Uganda, especially in the rural areas. More than 23 million Ugandans are still without it, while there is plenty of swampland and open water. This is unfit for drinking, and that's why a social business called Impact Water is looking into providing filters to schools in Kenya, Nigeria, and Uganda. Felicia?
Well, Linty, believe me, schools are not the only place where the public water system doesn't always work the way it should. But the filters are a good alternative to using firewood to boil water. Our report from Uganda is about encouraging schools to change their ways for the sake of the environment.
For 3 weeks, Navakuza Usta has had to chop up more wood than usual. She's a kitchen helper at St. Paul's Catholic Seminary in Fort Portal in western Uganda. She needs a lot of firewood to boil 1,500 liters of drinking water every day.
We boil the water for different purposes, to cook and to drink. I don't know how much wood we need to burn for each thing, but I know we need a lot of wood.
More than 200 novitiates live and study in the seminary along with teachers and staff, and they all need drinking water. But tests showed the facility's water purification system isn't working properly.
It is not a good water for drinking. It's not healthy at all. We have a second sample with us here. It has a few impurities, as you can see it. It is not also recommended for drinking. And we have again the third sample from the same tank, which we would consider quite clean, but still it is not recommended for drinking.
The problem is that the polyfilters for the water purification system are clogged up. Technician Sanyu Piazzi has to replace them. He shows Health Officer Vincent Kanamada how the system has to be serviced. In the future, Vincent will have to perform regular maintenance. This is how the polyfilter looks after half a year of use. The system is used so much that a clean new filter will have to be inserted every other month. A system like this costs 4.5 million Ugandan shillings, about $1,200 US. Linda Nagiwan works in sales.
St. Paul National Seminary is quite a unique school because of their water consumption is a little too high. So that means they're overusing the polyfilters, and that also means that they have to replace them quite regularly.
This is Kampala, the capital of Uganda, population 1.5 million. A number of companies here now offer water purification systems. By the end of 2018, Linda Nagiwan's firm plans to quadruple the number of school children it provides with drinking water to 2.8 million.
We believe with the support from the church, the government, and different organizations, we can reach this figure.
Purifying tap or well water with one of these systems is not only a lot cheaper than boiling it, it's also better for the environment. Back in the small town of Fort Portal in western Uganda, Impact Water has contracts with more than 300 schools. Since the beginning of the year, one of them is Nyakasura School, with over 1,000 students.
There is a very big difference because last year's water wasn't good. It had germs and it could cause some sickness, but this time the water is free of germs and it's healthy for our body.
And in the nearby seminary as well, there's now clean drinking water from the purification system for the midday meal. For the region, the seminarians use an immense amount, 1,500 liters a day. In the future, they'll just have to change the filter more often.
And we've come to the end of the special edition featuring national parks. You've been watching Eco at Africa, a joint environmental magazine production by Deutsche Welle, Channels TV and Kwese. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for joining us. and bye-bye for this week from the National Conservation Park in Lagos, Nigeria.
Haven't we got some truly amazing animals and landscapes? If you're active in animal conservation, do share your story on our social media websites. We'd love to hear from you. Until next week, I'm Felicia Indersby here in Johannesburg. Goodbye.